My name is Caitlin Armstrong. I'm a staff therapist at Access Counseling Services, and this year I'm serving as the Monroe Mental Health Coordinator. Today I was hoping to talk to you a little bit about managing stress related to COVID-19. As we all know, COVID-19 has thrown a lot of twists and turns our way this year, and it's been a little difficult for some of us to adjust. So I'm going to give a quick presentation on how we can best manage our stress related to COVID-19. One of the first things I want to talk about is validating your feelings. It's okay to feel a lot of different feelings during this pandemic, and here's a list of 10 things that it's okay to be feeling right now. 1, it's okay to have a lot of feelings at once. 2, it's okay to feel scared for your own health and for the health of those you love. 3, it's okay to have both good and bad days. 4, it's okay to give yourself grace regarding your own mental and emotional capabilities. 5, it's okay to be forgiving regarding your physical limitations. 6, it's okay to recognize that you are only in control of yourself and your own behaviors, and that's something I'm going to talk a little more about in a couple slides. 7, it's okay to grieve all losses at this time. This is a big time of change for all of us, and we all miss doing certain things, and it's okay to feel that way. 8, it's okay to talk about your experiences and concerns with people who will listen without judgment, and that is absolutely encouraged. We encourage you to reach out to staff, family members, teachers, anybody who you feel like is a positive support in your life. Reach out and just talk about your experiences. 9, it's okay to find meaning and experience personal growth. This is a hard time for people, but we're all learning something about ourselves, and that's okay. 10, it's okay to embrace the unknown future and still remain hopeful. It's okay to know that we don't know what's coming next, but to be positive and think that good things are coming. The second thing that I'd like to talk about in relation to COVID-19 is a word that I think goes hand in hand, and that's flexibility. And in order to really understand what I mean when I say flexibility, it's important to look at the opposite, which is rigidity. Flexibility is the ability to change and or adapt when new information enters our life. It's the ability to bend or shift our thinking when we need to. And the opposite, rigidity, is rejecting information before we're even considering it. So we can have a flexible mind or a rigid mind. And one with a flexed mind means that when something doesn't work out the way that we expect it to, we're not getting too upset. Instead, we're able to bend our mind, make another choice, and we'll still feel okay. Someone with an inflexible mind may often feel negative about situations. They like things a certain way, and when things can't be that way, it's easy for them to get upset. When our brains aren't able to be flexible, it's hard to shift away from paying attention to all of the bad parts. It can be hard to be flexible, especially when we're not used to it. And in the next slide, I'm going to talk a little bit about an activity that you can practice to practice flexible thinking. On this slide, we're going to take a look at something called the circle of control. This is a great activity to not only focus on and help manage anxiety and worries, but also to practice flexible thinking and how to let go of things that we have no control over. This is a really easy activity that you can do on your own. All you need to do is draw 2 circles, one inside of the other, and inside the smaller circle, you're going to write things that you have control over. And then inside the bigger circle, right outside of the smaller circle, you're going to write the things that you have no control over and things that you need to work on letting go. So taking a look at this picture, we're talking about things that have to do specifically with COVID-19. We'll start in the middle with things that we can control. We can control our positive attitudes. We can control whether or not we engage in watching the news or turning it off. We can control finding fun things to do at home, limiting our social media, our kindness and grace towards others, our own social distancing practices, and following CDC recommendations. Some of the things that are outside of our circle of control that we can work on letting go of are the amount of toilet paper and supplies at the store, how long this pandemic is going to last, how others are reacting to the pandemic, what other people's motives are behind things, predicting what's going to happen next, the actions of others, and if others are going to follow the rules of social distancing. The importance of recognizing the things that are outside of our circle of control is that we are wasting time and energy worrying about these things that is not going to make any difference if we worry about them or not. Once we can learn to let go of these things, then we can learn to focus on the things inside the circle, which we are going to have an impact on if we worry about those. So I want you all to take a few minutes, either right now or even after class or for the rest of the day, and think about your circle of control. Are there some things that you've been holding on to that you could possibly let go of? Some more ideas are turning off the news when you're feeling overwhelmed, experiencing technological issues. I know that's a frustration for a lot of us, and that's something that's outside of our circle of control. The governor's mandates, scheduling virtual check-ins to stay connected with family and friends, and importantly, self-care, which I'll talk more about on the next slide. As promised, we're going to talk about self-care. So self-care is the biggest thing within our circle of control that we have absolute control over, and it greatly impacts our health physically, mentally, and emotionally. So the first thing, if you take a look at the picture in the middle of the slide, it's important to know that there are different aspects of self-care. So just because you might be having difficulty meeting your physical self-care for today doesn't mean that you can't focus on your emotional self-care. There is physical, emotional, social, spiritual, personal, space, financial, and work. And if you look on the sides of the graph in the middle, you can see a list of some suggestions for self-care. So create a good feel-good playlist, watch a movie with family, make time for a favorite hobby, free write in your journal, read a book, clean out your closet and donate your unwanted clothes, organize or rearrange your room, have a home spa day, create a new workout routine, practice deep breathing, make a list of people you admire and why, watch a funny video and try not to laugh, or maybe challenge your siblings to a no laugh challenge. Make a scrapbook, make a bucket list, sing your favorite song, draw and color a mandala, meditate, look at old family photo albums, write a letter to your future self, make a list of your accomplishments, take a shower, go for a walk. Self-care does not have to be productive. It just has to be time that you set aside to take care of yourself and do something that you enjoy and find relaxing. The last thing I want to talk about today is identifying the available supports that you have within your community, whether that be trusted teachers or staff members, family and friends, your school's principals, or your school's counseling team, and also access counseling services. All of these people are available and willing to help you in any way possible, and we absolutely encourage you to seek help if you're having difficulty adjusting with recent changes related to COVID-19. Maybe you want some help identifying a self-care plan. Maybe you need some help drawing out your circle of control because you have some things that you need help letting go of. All of these people can be contacted and are able and willing to help you in any way possible. We're all in this together and you don't have to do it alone. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. I hope you found some of the information helpful. If you would like some additional information, please visit Access Counseling's website listed on the previous slide.